friends. Welcome to Raincross Farmville, helping me out. So we are glad to have you here. Let me get a couple of things set up on my computer and we will get to crafting. Let's see. Is everybody happy Thursday? I believe it is. I believe it is Thursday evening. We are coming to you from just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. Saved, and that is live, so we should be good to go. Our keyword tonight is club, because I'm going to use August's club transfer. Can you believe it's August already? I am just not, that is just not comprehending in my head quite yet that we have switched over to August. And yeah, turn the volumes off, turn that off. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello. Who is here? Hello, hello, Cheryl. Hello, Sue. Hello, Margaret. Yay, yay, yay. Glad you could all be here. So say hello if I missed your name. Of course, we would love it if you would give our page some hearts, if you would follow our page, Facebook on Raincross Farms Makery, and we also have a YouTube channel we are trying to build up. So we'd love it if you'd subscribe on YouTube, Raincross Farms Makery. And if you would sprinkle this video out to your crafty friends, that would be wonderful. Hello, Roberta. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So tonight I'm going to show you August's club, and I'm going to show you how you can kind of create a surface out of inexpensive items. And let's get started. So again, the keyword is club. If you type in the keyword, that will get you entered into our weekly drawing that we hold on Sunday nights. Last Sunday, we were all under the weather, so we actually will be doing 2 drawings this Sunday to make up for last Sunday. So you want to get in on that. And you will also get a message to your messenger. And there's some other buttons that you can push for more information if you're interested in the products that I'm going to use tonight, or if you're interested in the club. And I have a club special going on that I can't give details about on my business page, but you're going to want to see that. So this is a club packet. Club is our monthly subscription service. And if you join Club every month, you get to your mailbox free shipping. You get our current month's design. It's always this size. Sometimes it goes that way, sometimes it goes that way. They try to keep them kind of seasonal. So probably in November, you'll probably see the Christmas transfer or holiday transfer. Anyway, this is August. It's called County Fair. County Fair, super cute. And you always get 3 coordinating paste packets. So this month, for August, we have pesto, pretty autumn green, papaya, kind of an orangey, and currant jam, like a deep purpley red, brown. Anyway, so these are the 3 colors, 3 paste colors that come with August's design. Also, something brand new starting this month is everyone in Club also gets a free accessory. This month, it is one of our Chockable shapes, and it is a cutout of the pumpkin. So you do this separately. You can add this to a bigger design to give it some dimension. Completely up to you, but you get this absolutely free. And the first month you sign up for Club, you also get a free mini squeegee to get you on your way. So the only thing you need is a surface to chalk on. So I'm going to show you how you can get a surface to chalk on relatively inexpensively. And I'm also going to tell you about my recommendation for anybody who's starting out, especially with Club. So let's get started, shall we? Let me put these things away. Now, I'm gonna save my packets because I have the colors in the jars. So here's the same ones: papaya, pesto, and currant jam. Now my currant jam is kind of dried up, and I've ordered a new one and it's not here yet. So I think I am going to use the paste packet for this so that I can use that color. And I've got a couple other colors working on this. So let's get started. Surface, we need something to chalk on. So let's set that aside for right now. You may have seen me make one of these before, but I'm going to make a surface out of these paint stir sticks. Okay? These are 12-inch ruler sticks. This is a 10-pack. I get this at Home Depot. I imagine any hardware store has these. They're those sticks that you stir a gallon of paint with. These are the 12-inch ones. And I think this was like under $2 for 10 of these. So you may even have some already laying around. And so I am going to actually use 11 tonight. So if you want to try this project, you can either leave out one step and then you have enough to do with one pack, or you can beg, borrow, and steal. Because when you buy paint, they'll actually give you one of the sticks. You might be able to beg an 11th one or buy yourself another pack. Anyway, so I got these and they're inexpensive wood. I went ahead and painted them so you don't have to watch paint dry. So I painted both sides of these. Hi, Elaine. I hope you're feeling better. Was it you that was telling me you told me something? I'm pretty sure it was Elaine. You told me something. I have not microwaved it. I have put in warm water, but I still have it and I'm still working on it. It just isn't, I've added some distilled water and it's just still kind of thick and clumpy. I will try microwaving it and see how that works. So I'm trying to save that. Okay, so it was you, and I'm thinking, was it House? You don't have to tell me details, but I can't remember. Was it House or was it Health? I'm wanting to say it was House that I read about. Anyway, we have you in our prayers. So I've pre-painted these both sides, and I'm using 8 of them for the board, and then to secure the back, I have 2 more of these, and I chopped these off at about 8 inches, so they're just slightly shorter than the length of this.
So there's 2 questions going.
Yes.
Number 1, what did you paint them with?
I painted them with just chalk paint. This is what I used. I used cashew because of an idea I have. I might have painted it white, but I chose this cashew. It's kind of an almondy color. It's a cashew color, not an almond color. So this is just chalk paint. Painted it front and back. You can also stain them. That's a really pretty look.
And then the second question is, what's on your left arm?
Oh,
left arm.
Left arm. This. Well, some is this, the currant jam. I got it all over me. And some of it is dog scratch. I have old lady crepey skin, and I believe one of the dogs kind of was overexcited to see me and scratched me. So it's kind of it's not really a bruise. It's not really a cut. It just kind of turned my skin red. If you know how that is. Anyway. Okay, did I answer all the questions? Bill's in charge of making me answer questions. So, okay, so I have 8 of these and I have 2 more of these. I cut these off at 8 inches. A couple of ways you can cut these. I happened to get brave and I went out to the garage and I used the chop saw. What is it? Chop saw.
You can use a chop saw.
And I just cut them off at 8 inches. Or you can take.
She's been cleared on the saw.
I have. I even had safety glasses on. Or you can use a utility knife and a straight edge and just kind of go over it and over it and over it and over it and over it, and eventually you'll cut through it. So if you don't have a power saw in your garage, you can just use that. So we are going to, I'm going to turn these over. And line them up as straight as I can. And then I'm going to take another straight because I want the bottom to be super straight. I'm going to make sure this bottom is super duper straight. And I'm going to take some tape and I'm actually going to tape this down. Hi, Karen. Glad to have you here. Did I miss anybody else? Poor Duke, blamed for everything. It might have been Duke. It might have been Daisy. Duke is the jumper upper, but that doesn't mean Daisy doesn't lay there right next to you and scratch you once in a while. I'm just going to tape this down so that they are all lined up nice and straight. The top is a little bit not quite so straight, but that's okay. Actually, I'm doing this wrong. Stop. I wanted this to be the bottom. I wanted the part with the little, see, they have this little indentation so that you can kind of grip it. I wanted that to be the bottom. So hold the train, back up the bus. I want this to be nice and straight. Push that in. That is straight. And then I'm going to squeeze them together and tape some more on the top because I want them butted up against each other as tight as can be. Try that again. Wants to leave a gap. Don't want a gap. No gaps. Okay. Now I have this face down. So the good side is down. That is so I get a flat surface on the bottom. This is kind of uneven, but the bottom should be flat because I have it against the table. I've got that taped in place, held into place, and I'm going to take these and glue these on, and these are going to be like the braces that hold it together. I'm just going to use some hot glue. That on, hold it in place. This should hold everything in place. I can read. Hey, Brenda. Okay, let me know if you have made one of these surfaces before. They look kind of rustic. We're going to do I'm going to attempt a pattern on it. Got an inspiration from another project we did. Okay, so that's held in place. I'm going to put this one down. Place that in place. Push it down. Okay, I have to ask you guys, what are you doing tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific time? So that's 3 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Mountain time, 5 o'clock Central time, 6 o'clock Eastern time. You want to follow my live because I'm going on location with Craft Around the Clock, and we are going to go and visit the Hangar Mall, the Antique and Crafters Mall that I have a booth at. So we are going to go and spend like a half an hour there. We'll take you on a little tour. I'll let you see my booth. and it'll be fun. So it's at 3 o'clock tomorrow, and all of the crafters, I forget what time of day it starts, but pretty much all day, crafters will be going on location. And we've been encouraged not to just go to Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take you to my favorite little crafters mall. I'm going to peel this off. So here I have my surface. Very cute. Now this could be at the top. Usually it's at the top, but for this project, I want these little gaps to be at the bottom. Okay, so I've got that all together. Now, I like putting like a pattern on here, and I have some transfers that make up some cute patterns. I think we did one last night on the ornament, but we did this with our Highland cow. I don't know if you can see. We did this just with paint and a piece of some blue jeans, and we put that blue jean pattern. If you can see it super well, you can see that you can kind of see some of the stitching outline. So we are going to not do denim, but we are going to do burlap, because I kind of thought that kind of reminds me of a county fair. So we are going to do a burlap pattern on this. So this is my background color. It's that cashew. And then I'm going to paint over it with a darker brown. And then I have some, this is a burlap table runner, and I've used it. So I've got some little odds and end pieces. And so I'm just going to peel that off. I think I got this, I want to say I got this at Walmart. Decorative accent. It's just burlap table runner. You can sometimes get burlap at a yardage store. You can sometimes get it out in your garage if you have feed sacks. So just any old burlap. And I'm going to cut this in half because we don't need the whole thing. It doesn't have to fill the whole space. I got my burlap and I have my surface, and let me get my brown paint. Okay, and I think I'm going to use this brown oxide. This is just acrylic paint. I'm going to shake it up. It's new, so I have to take the plastic off. Hi, Tammy. I am doing good. How are you doing? Yes, Margaret, we have an adorable Highland cow. They're very popular right now. Taking this plastic off of here. See if it has a, nope, doesn't have a cap. To put some just in a little tray because I'm going to water it down because I want it to be watery. So I just got a little glob of that, and I'm going to just spray a little bit of water in it. I don't want to run out, so I'm going to put just a tad bit more. More water. And we're going to give this a try. I have not practiced this, but it came out so well on the denim one. What could go wrong, right? So I have contrasting colors. I've got this darker, and what should happen is the burlap will pull up that darker paint and expose the lighter color below in that burlap pattern. Okay, I've got this nice and wet because I want it, it's thicker than watercolor, but it's thinner than paint because I want it to stay wet so that I can pull some of it up as I go. So let's get to on. I might have wanted that darker color.
I suppose you want it wet when you're doing it.
Yes.
So you don't want it to dry. You're going to have to move quick then.
Yep, I can already see it's kind of drying, and I don't really have enough. That's okay. I may go over it anyway because I'm not super happy with this color. I think I want the darker brown. But we'll give it a try, and let's see what it does. Okay, got that on there. On my finger. And I'm going to take my burlap and I'm just going to lay it down. Down, lift it up. It's not, it's not really showing very well. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to clean it off. We're going to go with the darker brown. There just really isn't enough contrast, I don't think. I'm just going to wipe off that darker brown because I want my lighter color to show through. Now it kind of looks antique-y. How are you doing, everybody? How's your weather? We've kind of had a little break in the heat. Not completely, but it's not in the hundreds. You haven't. You've been out.
It's not as bad as it's been. I'm
Okay.
still over 101.
Okay, so we wiped off that brown oxide and we're going to go in with burnt umber. It's going to be darker. Let's see if that does it for us. When I pulled up the burnt umber, it just wasn't enough contrast. Come on. Doesn't want to come off. So we'll do it again. I'm going to do more paint. Because that wasn't really enough. I was kind of running out. Brush. More paint. And if this doesn't work, that's okay. We will just call it a day. I'm going to get it. Going to thin it out a little bit. Mix it up. And hopefully it will work. So maybe I should have practiced it, but that's okay. You guys get to see boo-boos. Let me make the mistakes so you can learn from me. Up and out. Okay. And let's get to painting. Okay, much better contrast. I'm actually going to put a little more paint on it, a little heavier than I did the last time. And try to remove some of these brush strokes. That's nice and wet.
Well, Cheryl's saying hello to Cheryl Metz, and Kenny is saying, how can I sign up for Round the Clock?
To sign up for the web page? Okay. Let me hold on just a second. Okay, I'm going to take this burlap, rub it on that surface, pull it up. Ooh, much better. Just pulling up some of that brown paint, which is what I want. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Here, let's see if I can fix it. Not really. Here, we'll do this. Smeared my whole hand across it. Okay, well, it's not super duper burlappy, but it does have a really pretty texture. And I'm trying not to get that dark paint on the back. I clean up my fingers. And I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully you can kind of see the burlap texture.
I think in person it shows
Yeah,
a little
it
more
does.
green.
I agree. Okay. So I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to dry this up real quick because we're going to chalk up. Now this I can use it again, or if it gets too much paint clogged in it, I can toss it. I probably wouldn't try to wash burlap. It's not a super bold pattern, but it does kind of, it makes it look a little weathered. The dark side. So I may change up some of my colors a bit. So again, pattern, the only way that you can get this design is if you're a club member or a designer. Well, not that design, this design and this shape. Those are only for our club members and designers. I can't post it here. I can't talk about it. Can't talk about the details here, but I will post it on my VIP page. But I am having a special this month for anyone who joins as a club member. And if you want to know what that special is, when you type club in the comments, you get a message to your messenger. Click on the product info button. I think it's under there. Let me just double check that. Okay, so click on product info, and then you can click on join club. And if you click on that, it will tell you, it will take you to send a message to you to tell you what my special is. So not too good, not too good. I'm sorry. Okay. So I've got that dried. Make sure I'm getting those. Okay, so this is a little darker than I anticipated, so I'm going to change up the colors. What I probably should have done is initially painted the sticks the dark brown and then gone over it with the cashew, and I would have had a lighter surface. But I am going to make this work. I'm going to change up some colors. Still getting paint on myself. Okay, I am going to be putting down my transfer. So I don't want to pull up this paint that I just put down. So I'm going to wax this surface. So I've got surface wax. This is just clear paste wax. Sell this in my shop. It's in my shopping link.
As you get done, why don't you explain the different levels of she asked how much for the monthly club.
Okay, the club is $21.99 a month, and that includes the transfer, the 3 paste packets, the accessory. It's something different every month. And then your very first month, you get the mini squeegee for free. Okay, so $21.99 a month. And they do have a 3-month minimum, and then after that you can cancel anytime. And if you don't want to go to the trouble of finding yourself a surface every month, because it doesn't come with a surface, because they know not everybody has the same taste in surfaces. So you can make up one with paint sticks, but I also have something that brand new came out. I don't even have one yet, but we have a new surface that came out. It's relatively inexpensive, and it's similar to these. This is our board and base. So here's our white one. Here's our black one. These are reusable. So these are the type that you can spray with water, scrape the paste off, use your board eraser, clean them off, and re-chalk it. They have them now in 9x12 size. This is what, 5x7. They have them in the 9x12 size, which is this size. And you don't have to decide between black and white, because one side is white, the other side is black, all on one board. So this is 2 boards, but that is an awesome surface. I'd recommend all of you get one of those, especially if you join club, because then every month you will have a surface that you can chalk on that will fit your design. So that is actually in the cart link if you're interested in that. Okay, I can still feel some wax on here, so I'm going to buff this to remove any excess wax.
They didn't ask the question, but I have the question. Do you have to pay the $21.95 all 3 months at one time?
No, they are going to start a prepaid plan, a 4-month and a 12-month, where you save a little bit of money if you prepay for the whole year. But no, the club is just pay month by month. And after that 3 months, you can cancel at any time, but I don't think you'll want to, because it's awesome. Okay, got that done. Now, I want County Fair to be up there, so I'm going to get my dune. To get my dune paste. So this is kind of an almond color paste. I'm going to use it instead of one of the colors that comes with it. Open this up. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. If you have any other questions, let me know. So this is going to have, I'm not going to use all of this. I'm not going to use these little flags. And I'm going to use this, but I'm going to use this a little bit differently. And I'm going to put this down at the bottom. And then I'm going to use my cutout to do that pumpkin. Okay, so let's get started. So I want County Fair way up high. We're going to use, I think we're going to use all of this, but we're going to use it in bits and pieces. So I'm going to take this off its backer sheet. It's sticky backed, meant to be reusable. Company guarantees you can reuse it 10 to 12 times, but I know if you clean it up promptly and thoroughly, it will last you a whole lot more than a dozen times. You can get 20 or more uses out of it. Okay, I'm putting a little bit of fuzz on that sticky part, again, to kind of tone down the stickiness, especially when it's brand new, because I don't want to pull the paint up on my surface. So fuzzing that, and I'm going to put County Fair kind of up high.
Amy Jo says she sprinkles. Hello, Amy Jo.
Thank you, Amy.
And Amy, don't forget to put in the
Keyword.
club.
Now I'm making sure this is pushed down tightly, because remember my surface is kind of a little bit jaggedy because it's not a solid flat surface. So I'm going to very carefully paste this so I don't have a whole lot of bleeding. So this is my dune. This is chalk and paste form. This is brand new. Open this up. Off. That away. And I'm going to get my small squeegee. Put a little bit of paste on my squeegee. And again, I'm going to do it lightly because I don't want it to bleed any more than I'm going to. Pushing that paste through that screen, making sure I've got it everywhere. Good. I'm going to scrape off the excess, put it back in my jar. And I'm going to peel this off. Okay, so I have a little section here that didn't quite get enough paste. I'm just going to lay that back down and touch that up. Some. Yay! Looks so good. Let me show you. So here I've got County Fair. And down here at the bottom, I'm going to put this award-winning shows, food and music, blue ribbon, produce, and pies. I'm going to put that down at the very bottom. So let me dry this up. I don't smudge it. Once it's dry, it's smudge and budge proof. It won't come off until you're trying to take it off. And I'm going to put this down just so I don't get any of this smeared on here. I'm going to center this.
From the overhead shot, you can actually see that you can see through the stencil
Yes.
pretty well.
Now I'm skipping this. Put this underneath here because it's kind of falling down below that. I'm going to save this ribbon for another little something I'm going to show you. Okay, and this is right in a ditch, which I don't want. Okay, so again, a little bit of paste. Kind of being careful because I can kind of feel the unevenness of the surface. Still think it's going to look good. Moving my fingers. Aw. Okay, I'm going to set this on a Dollar Tree dish drying mat just for a second. So here is the bottom. Okay. And again, I'm going to dry that just a bit. And let's see, I'm going to clean this up because I'm going to use it again, but I don't want all of this paste on here. So I'm going to clean this real quick. And to clean it, super easy. I just spray it with water. If I was upstairs near my sink, I would just put it like on a cutting board in the sink and just kind of run some cool water over it. I like to start with a Swedish dishcloth or a paper towel, damp, and I'm just taking that top layer of paste off. This isn't completely cleaning it. It's not cleaning it well enough, but it's getting it started. So then paper towels, trash, this I'm going to rinse out and reuse. Now I'm going to switch over to our board eraser, which is a lot like a magic eraser. And this, whatever this surface is, just pulls that paste out of the screen, which is what we are trying to do. Turn it over because the paste leaks through onto the back. Woo! Make a mess. And so I'm going to spray the back, do the board eraser, getting the paste out of the screen. Okay, I didn't use that pumpkin, so I don't really have to scrub on that. I'm not scrubbing hard at all, especially on the back. You want to protect that adhesive surface, but I'm just getting all of the paste out of the screen. Let that air dry. I'm going to use it again, so I'm going to just take a paper towel and just lightly brush off the water front and back, and continue to let it air dry. I'm gonna get a couple of pieces ready. One other thing, I have some 2-inch round wooden circles, and we are going to use this for that ribbon. Am I needing this? I'm needing this. So for that first place ribbon, we're going to make a fancier first place ribbon. So I'm going to take this and I am going to paint it our cadet blue, which is our deep blue. I'm just going to paint it up. Just using our paste as paint. That looks good. Scrape that off. Got that blue. Dry it. All over my fingers. I am apparently a messy crafter. I may have to do a series on how to be neat and clean while crafting, but I have to learn that myself first. Okay, so that we're going to set aside. This we're going to set aside. And I'm going to get my pumpkin shape and I'm going to open it up. And we're going to do a kind of a watercolor technique with this, hopefully. See? Hey, Maud. Hey, Teresa. We're glad you're here, even if you're late. That's okay. We are doing August Club. Keyword tonight is club. So this is, let me make sure that is size. Okay, so I'm going to chalk this, but we're not going to be done with it. So I'm going to, again, put on a little bit of fuzz. I'm going to lay this down over in shape, centering it so my borders are even. And I think I have a hair under there, which I do not want.
Was it mine?
No, actually, I think it's some burlap. There we go. Okay. So we are actually, this first paste that we are going to do is actually going to be the outline that we're going to use for our watercolor. I'm a little distracted here. Okay, I'm gonna get. So this is our bark colored paste. It's our dark brown. And I'm going to get my squeegee. Now I'm not going to do all of the stem and all of that just yet. Just chalking the pumpkin.
Why are you calling this a watercolor?
Well, I'll show you because we're not done. We're going to, because pumpkins are orange, right? They're not white. And I don't want to just paint my background orange. I want it to be a little fancier than that. A little fancier. Because I'm trying to show you technique. Okay, so I've got just a layer on here.
Bertie says she's glad she's not alone in one getting paint.
Okay, see, this does not look like a pumpkin yet, does it? It's the shape of a pumpkin. It's kind of got some markings of a pumpkin, but it is not yet a pumpkin. So what we are going to do is dry this. And then we are going to put some color on the top of this. And then we'll lay that back down again and chalk over it one more time to make the final outline. And that should make it pop. So I am going to use my papaya. And I do think, because of the technique I'm going to use, I think I am going to use my current jam, even though it's not in its best form. Okay, that is dry. I'm going to get some little pouncy sponges. I think these are from Walmart. They are pouncers, sponge pouncers. I'm going to use those, and I'm going to get some of my, this is papaya. I'm going to put a little bit of papaya. Don't need a lot. I'm going to water it down just a tad. Be another tad. So it's a little bit thinner. This kind of a pumpkin-y color. And I'm going to take my little bouncer and get some of that on there. And I'm just going to
You're gonna pounce it.
pounce it. Pounce it good. And I'm pretty much going to go all over this pumpkin. And then we're going to highlight it with some of the darker colors. Now I'm actually covering up some of those fine lines. That's okay. We're going to replace them. Now I could do it with a paintbrush, but this seems to work pretty well. Puts a nice little layer on.
So I guess you're staying inside the
I'm
line,
trying to
but-
stay inside. I could go, well, I've already kind of gone out, so I'm going to kind of continue to go out lightly. But I'm pretty much staying inside. This is kind of an anything goes type of deal. So I've got this, got that painted, and it's kind of splotchy on purpose. And let's see. I'm going to switch over to my current jam. And this is a little bit darker, so I'm going to kind of highlight the outsides. And this is really kind of grungy. That's okay. It wouldn't work really, really well for talking the way it is. I'm going to try the microwave thing. See if I can soften that up. Out. And we're going to spounce some more, and I'm going to kind of focus on the outside with this, a little bit smaller spouncer. And if I want to get it started, I might get a paper towel just so I don't come in too hot. And if I lightly spounce it, it kind of gives it a little speckled effect. So it's not a solid color. And that bottom layer is still kind of wet, so it helps it blend a bit. Bounce some edges. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to bounce over it a little bit with the orange again. So I kind of have a variegated pumpkin. And I'm going to lighten up some of that. Okay, looks good. I'm going to stick these in the water, set those aside, and now I'm going to dry it. I have some paste. My current jam paste is kind of, I have a bit of it, but it's kind of really dry. So I've been working on it for an hour or two, trying to get it to soften up. And somebody suggested I put it in the microwave to kind of heat it and see if it softens up any better. So I really can't lose anything because I'm going to have to use it as paint or toss it anyway. So I'm going to attempt to try softening it up in the microwave. So I'll report back and let you know how that works. So that is dry. Again, I'm going to put something sticky on top of it, and I don't want it to pull up my color, so I'm going to wax this. Just a bit. Buff some of that wax off. And I'm going to clean this. We're almost done. I've got a couple more things to show you though. Okay, so I'm going to clean this again because I'm going to lay it back down. I'll start with a paper towel or a...
Are you feeling better?
as I am feeling better. Not 100% yet. Maybe about 75. And towards the end of the evening, I kind of start fading. So I'm kind of at that point. But I will survive. I will survive. Okay, so I cleaned that up. I'm going to dry it off. Air dry it. I'm going to fuzz it again. And this time we're going to go in and take care of that stem up top too. Now, because I can see through it, I can line this up exactly so I will be going right over that outline. Attention to what I'm doing. This really isn't that hard. I'm just slightly off. There we go. Okay, so that's lined up. And to also get out my green because the leaves and whatnot are going to be green. A little bit of a stir. This is on its way to drying too, but I still have quite a bit of good paste left. Okay, I'm going to use this to do those leaves. This just is a smaller squeegee. To put just a sliver right there because I'm going to do a little bit of blending. Back to my bark. This is laying back down those highlights on top of that color. Just painted. And right where that green and the brown meets, I'm going to get my finger just slightly damp and I'm going to just kind of blend those colors. So I'm going to put Drag the green into the brown. So it blends right there. And the spot up there.
Elaine says, try taking the paste out of the jar and put it in a bowl, add distilled water, and microwave it for 5 seconds at a time, stir it between each microwave.
Okay.
When your paste returns to the consistency you're looking for, and then return it to the jar. Save your own paste.
Awesome. Okay, so here we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That makes that color.
Hold it right there. Okay.
That kind of makes that color pop. Lots of highlighting. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so that's the end of the pumpkin. And I'm going to clean this one more time because I want to use that first place little doodad in there. And I don't want to get brown or green on it. So spray. I'm going to clean up my mess here.
Teresa says she had a pneumonia shot Tuesday and her arms are sore and she fell crap yesterday.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Hopefully it'll keep you safe though. I know sometimes those shots, they're no fun getting them. Okay, let's put that away. And clean this up. So I've got my clean this out. So you've seen me clean this several times. Super easy. Not a lot of elbow grease. And we'll dry this. And gonna make us a much fancier first place ribbon because this pumpkin deserves sweepstakes. So I have this little 2-inch round wood piece that I painted blue. I'm getting more. Make sure this is dry. I'm going to lay it down. Centered. And I'm just going to paste that right there. And I'm going to use Shimmer Gold. So I'm going to use my tiny, tiny little squeegee for right here. That ruffle. Avoiding those lines. You know, I probably should have waxed this, but I didn't, so I'm going to be very careful. Be careful when I lift it. Slowly. Ta-da! Look at that. First. Okay, now I'm done with this. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to give it a spray till I'm ready to clean it. To let this dry, and then we are going to make super fancy first place. One of those rosettes. A rosette. So I have, where do I have it? Where do I have some, this is 1.5" blue satin ribbon. I think it's actually in a couple of pieces, so I'm going to use this smaller one first. And we are going to make a rosette. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of hot glue this back to itself so I don't have a raw edge.
Don't burn yourself.
I'm not. I don't think I got enough. I think I got enough. Right. Okay, so I just folded over the edge. Now I'm going to take hot glue. I'm going to take a needle and thread, and I'm going to just kind of do an in and out stitch, just a running stitch along the edge of here, and we're going to end up ruffling it up. So I'm just going in and out. In. I'm not sewing anything together. I'm just a basting stitch, basically. I'm just going like 1/4 inch stitches. Just inside that edge. I don't want to do that. In and out, in and out. And I haven't measured it. I'm going to just kind of measure it by eyeball once I pull it tighter. Take those instead of the COVID shot every year. Well, I generally do the flu shot. I have not done the pneumonia shot. I think to say my doctor recommended it. So I'm going to kind of bunch this up. Until I get it into a circle. I need a little bit more. Should do it. I'm going to trim this off. Oh, I got pinking shears. I guess I'll use pinking shears. And I'm going to attach it. Just yet. Lay this down. I'm going to do. I'm going to attach it with glue is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pull this string till it's kind of laying flat. And then I'm going to tie it off. I'm just going to tie it in and knot it, knot the end. Push that off. Trim that. Okay, so I've got this little piece, kind of like a hair scrunchie, and I'm going to and kind of spread it out, and then this is going to go right on top of it. Get it so it's not crooked. And I'm going to put glue on here. Center that right there. Every 3 or 5 years. Could be. Okay, so here's so far. Here's our little rosette. And now I have some hangy downy satin. There we go. And I'm going to trim those ends, not with, I am going to do it with the pinking shears. Why not? Kind of keep it from fraying. So here is our first place ribbon. Let's get this assembled. Okay, I've got one more thing I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to make this look like it was sitting on a shelf. So I have another little piece of this board, and I'm going to kind of make a shelf. For my pumpkin to sit upon. No.
Kimberly said, "Hello, Robin."
Hello, Kimberly. Thanks for joining us. Hot, hot.
Don't burn yourself.
Don't burn yourself. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, so I'm just putting that little shelf down. And I have some little Jenga blocks. Good. That I'm going to kind of use to stabilize that. probably going to paint these up a little to match that darker brown. And it's crooked, that's okay. That's okay. So here's our pumpkin. I'm going to actually have him sit out just a bit with some of these.
You're gonna Jenga block it
I'm
too?
going to Jenga block it just a bit.
So your Jenga blocks are getting from Dollar Tree.
I just got these from the Dollar Tree. So here we have our first place. Okay, so again, this is the August Club design. Club members and designers, if you're interested in seeing my special offer for brand new club members, you can click on when you let me catch my breath. When you type in the keyword club, you will get a message to your messenger. Click from there, click on product info, and from there, click on club. I can't remember what it says. Something about club, join club, club info. And if you click on that, that's where my secret is, my secret offer. It will also be in my VIP group in the morning. And take a look and see if that's something you would be interested in. I'd love to have you as part of my club. First place ribbon. Here we go. Here's our county fair blue ribbon pumpkin. Woo-hoo-hoo. I hope you like this. Super fun. I can either poke some holes in this and put a hanger on with string, or I can glue a hanger onto the back. I'll finish that up later, but I've kept you guys long enough. But here is my rendition of the August Club. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I hope you do something creative every day. Just have fun. And don't forget, tomorrow, Friday, at 3 o'clock Pacific time, join us. We will be doing a live on location at the Hangar Mall, where I have my little craft booth. So we'll be joining Crafter on the Clock presenters and come and take a look at one of my favorite places to shop. And let's see. I just kind of made it up. I've seen people do similar things, and I just kind of thought, what could I do that's a little different? And I really wanted to bump up this little ribbon. And I had seen somebody do this with the pumpkin, so that wasn't completely original. But everything else, I just kind of mushed together on my own, if that explains what goes on in my brain. So again, thanks so much for joining us. Hope you can join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And if not, watch the replay. And I think that's it for tonight. I'll let you go to bed, and we will see you tomorrow.